Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the Mexico president is putting in a list of demands that he wants from the US in order to slow down the flow of illegals coming into the country through Mexico. And without Biden meeting these demands, he's just going to ignore what's happening at the border. Sounds like some blackmail to me, because that's exactly what it is. So, 60 Minutes recently did an interview with the Mexican president, and it was in regards to the flow of migrants coming into the US. Now, he is saying he'll do something about it, but the US is going to have to give up a few things. And they're saying, that sounds like diplomatic blackmail. And he didn't seem to care. So let's get to it. So, Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador warned on Sunday during an interview with 60 Minutes that unless the U.S. complies with Latin America request for aid, the tide of migrants will continue. In January, Obrador he issued a series of demands for what the U.S. must do to stop the flow of illegals at the border, ranging from sending Latin American countries. So he wants this money to go to more than one country. $20 billion in aid a year to grant some level of amnesty to illegal immigrant workers in the US. So automatically make them citizens. Mexico has reportedly taken some state level action to curb mass migration at President Biden's request, making crossings drop. However, the number of migrants began to rise again in February. The Border Patrol expecting another surge this spring. Everybody think we have the power in this moment to slow down migration. Do you plan to? Okay. So this was a question that was posed to him during the interview, and he said, "We do. And we want to continue doing it. But we do want for the root causes to be attended to, for them to be seriously looked at." Okay, this is what he said in Spanish. So he demands that the US sends $20 billion a year to Latin American countries, lift sanctions on Venezuela, end the Cuban embargo, and legalize millions of Mexicans already living in the US. Those are his demands. And he is telling the US, if you don't meet those demands, we don't care how many come across your border. They're going to look the other way. So he goes on, if they do not do the things that you've said needs to be done, then he said the flow of migrants will continue into the US. That was his response. Your critics have said that what you're doing and what you're asking for to help secure the border is diplomatic blackmail. And he said, speaking frankly, Obrador, he said, we have to say things as they are. And I always say what I feel. I always say what I think. So the interviewer went on to ask, if they don't do those things, will you continue to help secure the border? He says, yes, because our relationship is important and it's fundamental, but he wants these demands met by the US, or unlimited migrants will continue to come into the country through Mexico. So, wow. So, economy seems to be a key issue, you know, and they just want money to help resolve many of the issues that they're having in Latin America. And many of these problems are due to the US. You know, a lot of Latin America is messed up due to the meddling from the US and sanctions they've been putting on countries. And yeah, so he wants something done about it before he really commits to securing the border. So, what do you think, y'all? Sounds like blackmail to me, but this man is just seizing the opportunity and he's trying to get a bag out of the whole thing. Think he'll get it? I think he will. See, as long as it's not us asking for reparations, then they don't have a problem digging deep down and pulling a bag up for everybody else. But as soon as you mention the word reparations, they don't have it. They can't do it. It's too divisive. You can't do that. How you going to give the money out? What you going to do? How you going to do that? How y'all going to spend the money? See, that's what you get. But all of these other people he wants $20 billion for each Latin country every year from the US. And during that interview, nobody said, well, what do you want this money for? What are you going to do with the money? How are we going to get this money to you? They don't seem to have those questions. You know what I mean? Those questions seem to be irrelevant. They only become relevant when we're talking about reparations, everyone. You're going to have to tell me what you think. Do you think this is blackmail? Or no, it's not blackmail? Let me know in the comment section. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.